I don't know. My computer, I think was YouTube stopped. Okay. Reconnecting. It looks like Twitch is back online and YouTube is now back online. Hopefully that is the case. It seemed like when I saved that assembly, computer didn't like it too much. Cram knit RAM. Did you bring my stream down? I don't know what happened, but hopefully Twitch keeps dumping commercials on me. Ugh. Do you end up missing out on parts with the commercials? Probably. Maybe YouTube's gonna be a better one. That's why I'm doing both. Right now I'm hitting both YouTube and Twitch. Trying to figure out which one's gonna be the correct one. You know? I don't think that's too bad for the first time. Alright, let me get back into my assembly here if we're online. Hopefully we are. Marty, where are you? You in the chat there, Marty? What were we doing? Looking for a board. 20mm board. That's what we're doing. Still no YouTube? Still no YouTube, huh? Switch to Twitch because it wasn't streaming on YouTube? It's back? Okay. He said. I saw the stream go down when I tried to save the file, and then it had a 30-second like timer to restart the stream. Everything seems to have restarted, so I think we're good. We're back on YouTube. Okay. Well, we'll add that to list of interesting things that we're gonna have to try to avoid as we continue. Let's see. I'm looking for a 20mm board here. Form, what's going on? Let's see. We're looking for a board that is the right size. A Pico board, that'll work. That's the right size. Colin? What's up, Colin? There we go. It's a Pico BLX, but it is the right size. It's got the USB ports and stuff stuck on there, so we kind of know to pay attention to that. Smarky streams back. Cool. Alright, I'm going to turn that board around. Right, there's our board. We're going to put it on standoffs. Normal standoff is about 6mm, so when I attach it to my carbon frame, I'm going to use distance 6mm. Very good. And then I will attach it to the holes that we drilled. There she is. Alright, now the board's stuck. Not going anywhere. I'm going to put the flight controller, I think, on the bottom. And we'll put the ESC on top, right? Does that sound good? Does that give us better airflow over the top of the ESCs versus burying it in the middle of the stack? Right, the ESCs where all that heat's coming from. The ESCs in the video transmitters. Those are your two hot parts. And I guess depending on what camera you have, you gotta pay attention to that too, but normally the camera is right out on the tip of the quad, so unless you're sitting on the line, that shouldn't get too hot. Alright, so we're gonna make this stack. 6mm standoff between those. Fillets between the arm. Oh, we're getting there. Marty. Cram knit ram. Sorry. I just gave away your name. Yeah, we're gonna get there. I think we're gonna have to add to this frame in order to give ourselves a real nice pad for the battery to sit on, right? And then we're gonna have to give ourselves a little bit more meat around these mounting holes, because right now you flex an arm and you're gonna snap it right there. One reason to have the ESC on the bottom is because you rarely have to resolder on the ESC. Well, who has to resolder on the flight controller? Not me. Maybe you do. I don't. Clearly. We do have to run the wires are going to have to hop up a little higher too, aren't they? When the wires come down. No, you're making me change my mind. Actually, you know what, Smarky, you're designing the squad, so you're right. Let's change the stack up there. Change the way this is built. And delete those two mates, and we go like that. Is that cool? Smarky, you happy? If Smarky's happy, I'm happy. What do we have? What's out there for, I should know. I'm embarrassed to ask you. Is there a 20mm 4-in-1 that's big enough to run this the way you guys would picture running it? Because if this was my quad, I'd only be running 3-cell, and so I wouldn't really be worried about the ESC. But at 4-cell, is there enough ESC out there that we can do that? 25. Ooh, I like the sound of that. That'll work. We'll call that the Lumineer 25. All right, 6mm there. And 6mm there. Oop. There we go. Beautiful. A 28 amp. Really? 28 amp, 20 by 20. Does it hang off the edges? Is it a lot, like, does it extend out to the side or something like that in order to fit those components? It's got to, right? There's no way it fits inside of there. Which there's nothing wrong. I mean, look at how much room we've got. There's tons of room to put more board. It'd be great if it would go, we could mount it the same direction as the battery, right? If the board was a little bit long, put it that way. Be perfect. All right, let's. What you have on your 2-inch? What? You got 28 amp on the 2-inch? I like it. And also keep an eye. Look at that. There's our center of gravity. There's the center of our quad. We can see that it's a couple millimeters to the back. Slide the battery forwards. Look at that. We can slide the. You can kind of set the center of gravity there. You know what? I'm surprised even with this big honking battery down here. I'm surprised that the center of gravity is as high as that is. I like to get my center of gravity up here, right on the top plane of that motor. So kind of on the bottom of the prop. That's where I like to put it. Freestyle, I'll try to put the center of gravity about like 10 millimeters above. And the racers seem to be just fine with the center of gravity wherever. All right, so let's see. I'm going to come in. I'm going to edit this part in the assembly. Edit. There we go. And let's make ourselves a little plate for that battery. I'm editing it inside the assembly so that we can see where the other parts are. And I'm just going to run a rectangle out here. And we can be about as wide as the battery. Maybe just a touch shorter than the battery. That way, I don't know, some of the batteries aren't perfectly flat back there. Kind of, we'll bring it in a little bit. And then if you're running a smaller battery, we're not way the heck out there. Give you clearance for the solder and the wires and stuff. They look good. I'm going to extrude that, and I'm going to extrude it up to top there. There we go. Nobody yell at me for those holes disappearing. That is intentional. Okay, looks good. Let's pop back into the part. Alright, I'm going to take my clearance holes for the flight controller and just drag them down to the bottom of the list here. And it puts them right back in there. Okay. I need to make sure that this guy, these blue lines means that this part can still kind of float around here. So we're going to lock it down. I'm going to drag a line and attach it to the origin there. And same thing there. Oop, drag it there. Now it's symmetrical. And we can give this a number. Let's say 25. And we'll give that a number, 59. Let's call it 60. Alright. Sweet, not a bad looking quad. Alright. We gotta get put some strength in here. So I'm going to throw some more fillets in here. Now these fillets, let's see, I've got that set to 6mm. Let's see how that looks. That might be too aggressive, huh? Back down. What do you think? What do you guys think? Tighten it up? Tighten it up like that, maybe? 3? When do you make it less square? What do you want it to look like, Smarky? What should we do? Right now we're just blocking out our frame, but we can get crazy. We can get crazy. Smarky, this is your quad. You can do whatever you want. Let's see. Those aren't so much cosmetic, so we'll just fill that space in. Cool. Hole in the center. You like the hole in the center? Let's knock these sharp corners down. We don't need no sharp corners poking our lipo there. 2mm. Is that enough? Yeah, that's enough. Blast a nice big hole in the middle. Save some weight. Alright. Do you want a round hole, or should we do a long... Should we carve out a hole like that? Heart shape? Man, if you say heart shape, I'm going to put a heart in there. I have no problem doing that. In fact, I think that's such a good idea, we're going to do it. I think it's safe to say this is probably the first time I've drawn a heart in SolidWorks, so let's see. I'm going to give myself a center line. I'm going to come out straight and then attach a curve to it. Boom. Like that. And then mirror it. There we go. Smarky heart. Got it. Man, that's pretty. I like it. Let's punch that through. Through all. There's our heart. And I think let's soften that up a little bit so that doesn't dig into our battery. Alright, like that. And that is impossible to cut because we're using a round cutter. And I'll probably be using an 1/8 inch cutter, which is just over 3mm. So let's say 2. That's about as sharp as my cutter is going to go through there. Now you could come back with a, like, let's say a 1/16 end mill and try to make that a little bit sharper. Like, what would that look like? What would I want? 0.04? Oop, not 0.04. 0.04 inches. Yeah. So if I use the 16th inch end mill, get it that tight. But I don't know. That's pretty tight. I want to use my big fat cutter, so I'm not breaking it. You like it? Me too. Should we put another heart in the back? Easy there, Fender. Easy. That's the diameter, but I was typing in the radius because this R is radius. That's why I typed 0.04, right? So by typing 0.04, what I'm giving myself is a little bit of, when we talk about the CNC, when it's coming around into that corner, you make that corner a little bit bigger than the cutter. That way the CNC still has a curve there. It's a little small to see. Crown. A crown on the heart. Like, here's the heart, and then we put a crown up here. Is that what you're asking for? I don't even know how to draw that. You're asking for a crown up there. Holy cow. Man, I might actually have to think about how that would be made. A dog bone? Yeah, a dog bone is easier to draw than a crown. Jeez. What would we... Oh, you got me, man. Holy cow. Whew. Crown. Good times, guys. Let's see. Would we start with something like that? Bear with me, this one... Come on, go away, little guy. This is still gonna have to be like 3.2 millimeter. Well, I'm gonna make an attempt at this crown. So if we do that, and then let's see, let's go back to our drill. And if I drill some holes, right, like drill a hole here, a hole here, right? Are you with me? I think this would be crown-like. Drill some holes there. And connect them, right? And then we'd have a crown. Kinda. Let's see. Like that maybe. And then, ooh, nope. My cutter's not gonna fit in there. You guys are gonna make me use a tiny little cutter. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to use a tiny little cutter on this. Tiny little cutter. Look at that. I actually think this might work. Hear that? And we're gonna close this sketch up. When you draw, you gotta tell it the full extent of that shape. There we go. Blast that through there. Boom. Heart and crown. What's up now? Software, we're using SolidWorks. So, it's a little bit older. SolidWorks 2013. Been trying to teach myself Fusion 360 just so I can get on a little bit more modern software, but no, this is what I got. And It ain't bad. I do like Fusion 360's got some really cool stuff though. If I could work as fast in Fusion, I probably would. You know what? I don't think I ever would have come up with that, and that's pretty slick. I like it. I think we might have to add some more meat in here though, man, right? Like it's really thin in there. Gotta be, right? Let's take that out. And I think we need to thicken that up. I'm just trying to think, do we just put a huge fillet in there? Like run it out like that? Pro Engineer and Katya at work. Yeah, SolidWorks is... Man, how long have I've been using SolidWorks? 2006. That's when I started using SolidWorks, 2006. Need to make some room for standoffs for a top plate. What do we need a top plate for? You don't want to smash your stack on the gate? Is that what you're telling me, Fender? What do you think? Is that, that fillet good? Can we do 2? Yes? Nope. Cannot do 2. Gotta do it in 2 operations? How silly. 1. 2. And there's our fillet. There we go. You like the large fillet? Whatever. Huh? Fill it? You like this? You don't like that? I thought next we're gonna make like a rose stem with some thorns coming off of it or something stupid. It's Sutter's quad. It's not Sutter's quad yet. He has to win the raffle. He thinks it is quad. Let's, you know what? Tell him it's quad. It's his quad, right? Because he's the only one that wanted a 4-inch quad. Everyone else wanted to see something 5-inch, right? All right, what's next? Actually, let's save that. Go back to the assembly. Nope, not my motor. Okay. There we are. Man, all that work though. Well, I guess you can still see the crown. The heart just gets hidden there. As long as Smarky knows the heart's there, everything's all good. What are we gonna do about fasteners here? Fasteners for this stack are gonna be poking at that battery, right? You think those are something that should be countersunk? Put a chamfer on these guys and use a flathead. Did I put that chamfer on the correct side? Holy cow, I did. Usually always get that one wrong. Yeah, let's put the countersink in there. Let's figure out our head clearance here. We're gonna just hide that battery for a second and go into my toolbox and grab some bolts and screws, socket head screws. Let's see, my little chat window's in the way. Flathead. Nope. 3. See, this is great about having this. You're using the SolidWorks toolbox. The fastener understands that that hole is made for a M3, so it automatically selected M3 for me. And then length, we configure what we need here. 16 millimeter screw. M2 for 20 by 20. Are they all M2? I don't recall the Picos being, Actually, you know what? I've got a quad right here. What do we got on this? That's 20 millimeter, right? Yeah, I got M3s on this guy. Let's see here. I got a micro lux in there. Your stack is? What, those bigger ESCs, are those M2? Those higher current ESCs? I'm just looking at a micro lux here, which has M3s going through it. I know the Pico BLX, that was M3. Well, you know what? You can put an M2 through an M3 hole, so we should be all right. Let's see. Let's attach that screw in. And she's still poking out. So, let me find that. 1 millimeter. Might not be enough. Let's make that 2. There she is. Nice and flush. Just a little bit recessed. Won't be poking our battery. Perfect. I like it. See how far that guy comes up. And one thing we can do to populate all the holes is just make that a feature-driven pattern, it's called. So I'm going to select this component to pattern, and my driving feature is that hole. And seed position right there. There we go. Now a change to the base component will change all the components if I can get my mouse to work. There we go. Look at that. Slick. And we can probably drop in a standoff at this point, right? So I'm gonna drop in new part. And I'm just going to go straight into that part. Top plane. Boom. There. There. Actually, we don't need that center circle. What am I doing? What are our standoffs? I think 6 millimeters usually. I believe they're 6 millimeters, and we'll make this 6 millimeters by 6 millimeters. Done. Put a tapped hole down the center of it. Tapped hole, metric. M3 by 0.5 pitch through the whole thing. And actually, yeah, we don't need a countersink. And right there. Perfect. Done. One standoff. There we go. There she is. And in order to keep my weight accurate, I can just take the material here. And we can change that to nylon. Let's see. Nylon, nylon, nylon. Nope, 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 nope. Alright, I gotta dig into the big library here. Steel. Plastic, nylon. There we go. I don't want clear white nylon, milky white nylon. Yuck. Go away. There we go. And we can take that. Put our standoff up here. And where's our base screw? Right there. Oh. Attached to that screw. Oop. Cool. Now I'm just going to actually take that pattern and add the standoff to the pattern. And there we go. A bunch of standoffs. Here's where things get tricky, right? Do we take that screw and only go halfway up into this standoff and then come down from the top with another screw? Doesn't give us a whole lot of meat to hang on to there, does it? But man, 20 millimeters? 20 millimeters not impossible. You can get a 20 millimeter M3. That'll go through the whole stack. Tiny little nylon nut on the top. Those little pain in the ass nuts that are impossible to get a tool on. Let's see. Continue building our stack here with the second standoff. There we go. Edit our pattern. Add that standoff to it. Oh. I prefer how Fusion 360 does assembly. No, I'm having a hard time making the switch. I have it on the other machine and I've been playing with it, but man, it's tough. Okay, right now what I'm going to do here is I have a 6mm standoff. I want to make the nut for the top of the stack, and instead of redrawing a new part, I'm just going to reuse what I did here, and I'm going to make this independent, so it's now its own file. And instead of 6mm, I'm going to make that 2. And when I hit the rebuild button, there we go. There's one of those silly little flush nuts there that are made out of nylon and strip super easy. Not to mention they hit every component on your board when you try to turn them. But hey, it's working, right? Cool. Add that to the pattern. There we go. Our stack's in place. Kind of, let's see, where are we going next? Camera. Actually, let's bring that battery back. Battery. Show. Our battery. How are we doing on weight? 230 grams. So we added about 10 grams in our stack here. Getting close. 20 grams left. We have enough for video transmitter and a camera. Hot gluing? Yeah. I'm not afraid to hot glue on my quads. I'll hot glue a camera down if I have to. I like hot glue. And you know what? If you get the good hot glue, like the 3M stuff, dude, it's nice. There's nothing wrong with that stuff. The only thing I ran into with the hot glue, is that some of the cameras, they'd get so hot that I would, the camera would end up sliding right off the quad because the glue would melt. Props and prop nuts. What do I got to do props and prop nuts for? Wires and straps. Fender, don't test me with the wires and straps, man. I think that's going to be the one thing we're not going to draw, is we're not going to put the wires in there. But yeah, you got to keep that in mind, that you need a little, you got to leave yourself a little room for the wires. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I hear you. Generally, I think I have some of these components in, like the motors are in there, not by the motor weight, but I've entered them as the motor and wire weight. So when we do the calculation, we're coming out pretty close. I'm giving myself like a little wiggle room. In fact, usually SolidWorks has been in the past higher on my other builds than what they end up being in the real world. Need strap holes? I know. I hate strap holes, Smarky. Always a pain to figure out where to put them. If I got rid of that fillet and maybe ran straight across here, then I could give myself a little slot for the strap. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, 10 to 15 grams for wires? Yeah. I mean, really, the wires that are gonna be heavy are the motor wires, and then you got a couple inches of wire with your, XT60 on the end of it. Those are going to be a few grams as well, I would imagine. All right, where are we strapping? Are we strapping over the whole entire quad? Here's what I don't like about the 20 millimeter boards is that I usually can't get a battery strap through the stack. Like, I'd love to run the battery strap right through here, but most of the battery straps are too wide to fit through there. Yeah, XT30 on this guy. Yeah. I've got XT30s. Just about all my small stuff now. I think I've changed them all over. I still have the oh, what are they? The dinky little red ones. My little 2-cell micros still have the little JST on them. Oh, where are we leaving off? Top plate? What are we doing for top plate? You want a top plate for protection, or do you think that could all be 3D printed and then integrated into the camera mount? A little Smarky style mohawk over the top of this thing instead of a top plate. We're gonna need some sort of pod. Yeah, you like the pod, Smarky, right? Of course, the pod's gonna be a pain in the butt to draw up. Super easy making flat pieces of carbon. Let's see. Let's find a camera. What are we putting on here for a camera? Swift? What's heavy? The pod is heavy? Marky? Like a micro Swift? Pods are heavy? Yeah. A micro Swift. That's gonna be like the one camera I don't have, right? Micro cam. Of course you want a micro cam. Let's see. What do I have? I got this. That guy, that I think is out of... What's that out of? What was that first quad? Before the Inductrix. Nano. That's what that is. That's the camera out of the Nano. The Blade Nano. The QX. Right? Nano QX? Yeah. Look at that. Perfect. Problem solved. We got a video transmitter and everything. Done. little bit of hot glue in there, and we're ready to fly. That's not gonna work, is it? No. Nope. And I don't have a, I don't think I have a micro swift, do I? Can we find, is that where we're talking? We're talking a micro swift? I can't ask you, Smarky. I know which camera you're gonna tell me to put on there. Micro Swift 2. 1919-4. Let's see. I'm gonna see if RunCam's got any kind of a drawing on their website. It's doubtful, right? Yeah, I switched over because I'm on the browser. I'm looking for 19 by 19. Okay. Looking for the RunCam. That's what I'm looking for. See if we can draw a Swift drawn up. Yeah, calm down. I did that. I did that on purpose, as a matter of fact. Okay, I got a picture of a Swift. That's what I'm gonna have to work off of, a picture. Okay, good enough. Very good. Alright, back to it. RunCam. I mean, they're pretty much all the same size, right? I mean, the Cadex cameras, are they about the same size as the micro? They can't be that much different from each other, right? New part. So I'm in a new part. This I'm gonna work off the front plane so that I'm looking straight into the lens. And you can see how I'm gonna start with my board here. And it looks like, Fender, you were right, they're about 19 millimeters square. Get changed over to metric here. There we go. And boy, what do you think that's gotta be? You got the thickness of the board and some components off the back of it. What's that board? Millimeter thick? Sure. And it's got this, got a square coming off the front of it, looks like. Oh, schmarky. Hopefully I didn't delete everything. Get that on there. I'm going to set these to be equal so that it's square. And I don't know, you can't see, but I'm tabbing back and forth between a picture of the camera and my SolidWorks screen. Maybe right about, oh, there. What is that? 11.8. Let's call it 12. And it sticks out about, oh, I don't know, about yay far. Let's call it 7 millimeters. Very good. And then it has some mounting screws, I see. So I'll strike a line there, and I'm just going to put a slotty thing here. I don't even know if I'll dimension this. Let's see. That goes all the way to the edge of the board. Oop. Like so. Lens goes out 10 millimeters from the mounting holes on the side. Awesome. I can work with that. kind of looks like this. And then it's got that mounting holes, which I'm guessing the mounting holes are probably the full 19 millimeters, right? So let's off a circle here. Make sure that's centered. What else do I want that centered up? I'm tabbing back and forth here. Let's make that center here. Kind of does that. We'll call that 8.5. Sure. So this is for the mounting holes, and this goes out in both directions. About 19 millimeters, we think. Like that. But then she's kind of got a flat on it. Oh, I'll draw a little flat. Right there. Cut. There we go. I'm tabbing back and forth. Yep, that looks about right. I have a link to a drawing, but it won't let me post links. That's all right. I think we got it. What is that? Is that a 3 millimeter? 3 millimeter hole on the side of the camera. Stick that right there. Looks like it. Looks like it's about right there. Oh, it's M2? Jeez. Fender, you and your M2s, huh? M2s tonight. M2. Oop. Boy, that looks tiny. Well, we'll go with it. Be good. Alright, now I need my lens. Let's see. 9. What are these lenses? Like M7 threads or something like that? That's gotta be just back there. Lenses are M8. Okay. Well, I'm not too far off with this being 9. It's probably like 10. This up to 10. Jan. And there's like a nut on there, right? There's like a little nut. So I'll kind of represent that nut there. Another 2 millimeters. And then we'll draw the actual lens, which will be that M8. And 3 millimeters sticking out there, something like that. And then our piece of glass, about, I don't know, maybe 10 millimeters. That kind of looks right. Sure, I accept. And I don't know. Now I'm getting cosmetic here. We'll just say that's the piece of glass. But it looks like a camera. That looks like a camera. Front of the lens, 10 millimeters. Yep, we'll be able to measure that. Okay, so you're saying, I think from that mounting hole is what you are telling me there. 10 millimeters. Whoa, I'm way over, huh? Front of the lens, 10 millimeter from the center of the mounting hole. Okay. Well, now we have a something to go by. So let's start pulling this back. Back. And pull that back. Perfect. Do I have vendor's approval on that? Let's see. We'll go to work on the back of it. I think there's like some screw heads that end up poking out right here, right? Center point there. Those equal. Looks pretty close. Cool. All right. Now it's usually good to draw up some of the nonsense that pokes out the back too, because that'll get you. Oop, I hit a bad button. I did not want to hit that button. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ooh. That was a close one. 2 screws in the corner and 6-pin JST upper left corner. That would be right up here. Like so. And that guy probably sticks out EA far. Marky, you scared me there. Alright, that looked good. This is run cam micro swift 2. Sure. Alright, cool. Now we're gonna pop back to the assembly and drop that guy in there. So that's what she looks like. I don't want to stare at that silly line. There we go. Oh, it's a Caddx SDR1 micro? I think so. I think you're right. I think we can all be right. Alright. First thing, let's take and nail this thing down to the center, right? Right plane, beep. Alright, now we're attached to the middle of the quad. And we're going to be up here. And then, let's see, that is how Smarky flies, right there. And that's how old Mark thinks he flies. And that's probably how you should fly. Wow, Matt, you're on top of things. Let's see. Does that even fit up there? That seems wild. No, that's huge. That doesn't fit up there. Right? I'm just tabbing back and forth between the picture of it. No, it doesn't come all the way. I think it only comes to like here on the back. Anyway, we should be alright. We should be good. Sorry, 12? Ah, 12 would make sense. Yeah, I think I saw 11 and some change there, right? Prior cam? Oh, that's prior cam. Right about there. Actually, you know what we can do though? We can actually set the camera angle. So we can take the front plane and what's our reference plane? 0 would be to the front plane there. So we can actually tell it what angle we want this to be at. 40? 40 comfortable? Remember, it's a 4-inch quad. I think 40 is good. She's 40. There we go. In honor of Smarky, it should definitely be in the 40s. Yeah, how do we attach that? A nice little metal bracket would be real convenient, wouldn't it? Just right down there. Old school, like the old school Swift bracket. Just whoop, whoop, whoop. 25 degrees? 25 degrees, that's not racing. That's freestyle. Those are freestyle numbers, Smarky. She's not too bad. Alright, what are we going? We're going on 2 hours here. I probably should start wrapping it up. Anything you guys want to see before I wrap up here? 62. Those wires coming out of the front of the quad are bothering me. Hold on. I have to fix that. I can't look at it like that. Back of the quad. That's better. Bing, bing. All right. Ooh, you know what, Fender? Do you have the weight on this camera? Do we have the weight of this camera? Is it on their website? Specs. Net weight, 5.6 grams. All right. This says 2.6. That's not right. Okay, so we got to put 5.8 grams. We're going to go 5.6. There we go. Okay. We're calling it 5.6. Okay, so I put that weight in there with wires and bracket. Well, we don't have our bracket in there yet. And we're not wired. I'm not worried about the wires yet. And those are the silliest little wires. Those wires probably don't even weigh a gram. But I am curious. Yes, rebuild. What do we? We picked up a little bit. Wait, so we're up to 236. And actually, one of the things that you can do in SolidWorks is to add a sensor. So I can add a sensor. And my sensor can be mass properties with an alert that if this quad weighs more than 250 grams, that 50 grams. If greater than 250, alert me. There we go. Now it'll tell me whenever we're doing wireless now. Yeah. Oh, I guess we might as well just pop a couple other things in there while we're here. Let's see. Is this what I think it is? Yeah, so eventually we gotta find room for a video transmitter. I'm not sure where that's gonna go. This would be that Lumineer video transmitter. And we're going to need a receiver. Some sort of receiver. That little guy, no. Well, what's a big one? A big one, I guess, would be the Spectrum receiver, right? Spectrum. Satellite. I think if you can fit one of these, you can fit anything, right? Holy cow, that thing looks huge. Yikes. Well, anyways, if that thing fits anything, it'll fit. So we got that. Got that. That's going to need an antenna eventually. Got our camera. We kind of have it You know what? Let's throw some props in here real quick before we're done. And then I would be happy. Because we're going to start to... We need to pay attention to where that prop is swinging as far as that camera and the camera bracket are concerned. So let's just pop one more part in here. New part. And over to that new part. Top plane. What do we got? I think our motors are M5 in the center, right? 5 millimeters. And so the hub is about, I don't know, yay big. And maybe, ooh, not 6 inches, 6 millimeters. That thick? Sure. That looks beautiful. All right. Now we just need a prop. Let's see. I'm going to use a spline to draw our prop here. That. Then another spline. This is like Illustrator. There. I can barely see those handles. Where are they? There we go. Okay. And that's got to go way out. Like that. And then we're not going to mirror it. We're going to make a circular pattern around that hub. 3 blades. What's going on over in the chat? Ooh, a bunch of satellite stuff. Alright. Right now we're laying out this guy. About a 4-inch prop, right? 4-inch. Screw all, flip side to cut. Cut those tips off. Beautiful. And I'm just going to clean up that hole. Perfect, 4-inch prop. Yeah, we're not wind tunnel testing props right now. I think for the 2 seconds it took to make that, that's a pretty good representation of a prop. I'm pretty proud of myself right there. That's nice. Very nice little prop. Did I put that on the correct motor? Yes, I did. Which means I can just add that to our little mirror features here. Prop, prop. There we go. Look at how cool that is. We already got assembly motion going on. Cool. We could try to see if we could break it. We could try to see if we can change the prop size right now and see if everything moves without the whole thing falling apart. I don't know. Maybe later. I think we're pretty good for now. Alright, what's that? We're at about the 2-hour mark. I think that's going to be good. I think we made pretty good progress for 2 hours. I don't know. What do you guys think? Not bad? Put that right up there. Add that to the stack. I'm just going to turn that off. I'm going to hide that sketch so we can just admire this beautiful quad for a minute here. Gonna look at it. You know what? The best thing though, the best thing is this little crown and the little heart in there. That's the best part of this whole entire quad. Well, you know what? We'll have to make a really nice little package for it with the heart and the crown, like rubber stamped onto the lid. It'd be beautiful. You can put it, Smarky, you can put it right on your Etsy account. What do you think? Keep going? I don't know if I want to keep going. 2 hours is a pretty good session. I think we'll call it for the night. We pretty much have a quad, and we'll pick it up. We'll pick it up next week. Same time. We'll see if we can put in 2 hours next week. Maybe finish up some of the mounts on the quad here, and then we'll take this frame over to Mastercam and we'll start setting up the CNC programs. So maybe when I get a chance, I'll order ourselves a sheet of, what do we got, 4mm carbon. I'll order up a sheet of 4mm carbon, and we'll program the CNCs, and I'll walk everybody through that whole process too. You know what we could do is we could laser this out before we cut it out of carbon. We could run it on the laser, maybe out of a little sheet of Delrin or something. Test fit all the components, fly it around until we hit something and it shatters into a million pieces. I think that's pretty good. Thanks, guys. I think we did pretty good. I see, I don't know, about 10 people right now. I like it. Thanks for stopping in, guys. And let's see. Some of you guys I'll see Saturday for our safety meeting. We got to go over Bando stuff. Oh, yep. Speaking of Bando stuff, you guys are still in here. Smarky, check this out. Where are we? There we go. Bando hats. Sample came in today. What do you think? Epic drone racing. That's right. Buffalo Bando. Smarky, you're always invited to the safety meeting. Always. Right? You need the time? 7 o'clock. 7, no, let's say 8. 8 o'clock in Hamburg. Safety meeting with the rest of the Spaceballs crew. Actually, you know what? You're required to be there. I need you there. You're my labor coordinator, man. So, if you can get out there. That's right. Smarky, I will put down in that you require a curved brim. So yes, I will get a curved brim. But you know what? My old hats, my first black hat, I got flat brims and I got curved brims, and I got a whole box full of curved brims. And all the flat brims are gone. So now I'm making flat brims. Because it's probably 4-to-1 flat brims. Not I'm sick. I hope so. Well, if you can't make it to the safety meeting, I'll fill you in. Alright? Alright, cool. That's it for me, guys. I'm going to turn in. Thanks for watching. And I will catch up with you guys next week. Same time. Alright? Peace.